1962 season. Welcome to the Major League's Houston Colt 45s and New York Mets. And let's get started with this. January 23rd, Bob Feller and Jackie Robinson are elected to the Hall of Fame in their first year eligibility by the Baseball Writers Association. January 28th, Ed Roush and Bob McKechnie added by the Special Veterans Committee. April 10th, first game at Dodger Stadium happened and the Cincinnati Reds beat the Dodgers 6-3. On the same day, first Major League Baseball game in Texas is being played as Houston beats Chicago 11-2. On April 11th, the New York Mets play their first game in St. Louis, losing 10-4. Gil Hodges and Charlie Neal each get a home run for the Mets. The first two home runs. On April 13th, National League returns to New York as the Mets play their first game at the Polo Grounds, losing 4-3 to Pittsburgh. They play at the Polo Grounds while Shea Stadium is being built. The Mets will move in there for the 1964 season. Okay. April 18th, Ernie Banks hits a career number 300. June 18th, Hank Aaron hits a home run over the center field wall at the Polo Grounds. I'm assuming dead center field, right about where the clubhouses are. If you knew, Polo Grounds horseshoe shaped, and the clubhouses are basically straight away center field. Lou Brock is the first. Hank Aaron was the third player to do it. The third player to hit one over there, and it happened on the second day in a row. The day before, on Lou Brock of the Cubs, not yet the Cardinals, but the Cubs, hit one over that same wall, and the first one was on April 29th of 1953 when Joe Adcock did it. Also on the same day in L.A., Stan Musial legs out a hit off of Sandy Koufax, giving him 5,855 total bases, passing Ty Cobb, who had it for 37 years. So he had it since 1925, if my math is right. June 30th, Sandy Koufax throws his first career no-hitter. There's his first no-hitter, and he struck out the first three batters on 9 pitches. It was his first no-hitter in 4-6. He throws at least one no-hitter in 4 successive seasons. This was the first. He throws 3 more no-hitters in 3 successive seasons, and one of them being a perfect game in 1965. So there you go. July 10th at the All-Star Game in Washington, John F. Kennedy throws out the ceremonial first pitch at D.C. Stadium. Imagine that, he opened the new stadium with an All-Star Game. JFK was also the first president to throw out a ceremonial pitch that had an All-Star Game. So National League beat the American League 3-1. July 18th, Minnesota becomes the first Major League Baseball team to hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning. Minnesota bowls out Cleveland 14-3. August 26th, Minnesota's Jack Kralik throws no-hitter beating Kansas City 1-0. Jack Kralik throws Minnesota's first ever no-hitter as the Twins. Well, since moving from Washington to Minnesota, and it happens at Metropolitan Stadium in Minneapolis. So there. So the Twins fans got to see it. September 16th, Willie Stargell debuts here. Pittsburgh 6, San Francisco 4. On October 3rd, on 11, it's set. Dodgers and the Giants play in the best of 3 playoff. On October 3rd was Game 3. 11 years of the day when the Giants beat the Dodgers at the Polo Grounds in New York. San Francisco Giants do the same thing. The Dodgers scoring 4 runs in the 9th inning to beat LA 6-4 to win their 16th pennant since 1901, and if you include the 1888 and 1889 seasons, 18. 18 if you include the 1888 and 1889 seasons. Season stats. Pete Runnels of Boston, 326 average, leads the American League. Harmon Killebrew of Minnesota, 48 home runs and 126 RBIs. Both led the American League. Ralph Terry of the Yankees, 23 wins, led the American League. Hank Aguirre of Detroit, 2.21 ERA, led the majors. And Camille Pascal of Minnesota, 206 strikeouts, led the American League. National League, Tommy Davis of the Dodgers, 346 average, led the majors. Willie Mays of San Francisco, 49 home runs, led the majors. Tommy Davis of the Dodgers, 153 RBIs, led the majors. Don Drysdale of the Dodgers, 25 wins. Yeah, led the majors. Sandy Koufax of the Dodgers, 2.54 ERA, led the National League. Sorry to disappoint. Don Drysdale of the Dodgers, 232 strikeouts. Yeah, led the majors. Standings. American League. Yankees finished the season with 96 wins and 66 losses, winning their 27th pennant. Minnesota is second at 91 and 71, 5 back, and the Los Angeles Angels finished third. Wow, second-year team ended up doing pretty good. 86 and 66, 86 and 76, 10 back. Detroit finishes with 85 and 76, 10 and a half back. Chicago goes 85 and 77, 11 back. Cleveland goes 80 and 82, 16 back. Baltimore goes 77 and 85, 19 back. Boston goes 76 and 84, also 19 back. Both Baltimore and Boston had the same winning percentage. So, Kansas City goes 72 and 90, 24 back. And Washington, 60 and 101, 35 and a half back. National League. Mentioned the San Francisco winning the National League pennant. 103 wins, 62 losses. Dodgers end up going 102 and 63, 1 back. There was that 3-game playoff right there. It's a best of 3. So Cincinnati goes 98 and 64, 3.5 back. Pittsburgh goes 93 and 68, 8 back. Minnesota goes 86 and 76, 15 and a half. No, that's Milwaukee, not Minnesota. Milwaukee goes 86 and 76, 15 and a half back. Okay, St. Louis goes 84 and 78, 17 and a half back. Phillies go 81 and 80, 20 back. Houston, their first season, 64 and 96, 36 and a half back. Chicago goes 59 and 103, 42 and a half back. Houston did better than Chicago, one of the more established. Anyways, and round out the basement, the New York Mets, 40 wins, 120 losses. That's right, 40 wins, 120 losses. The worst first season ever, I believe. 68 and a half games back. Okay, there were actually 2 rain delays during this World Series between the Giants and the Yankees. The Yankees' home games were at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, San Francisco's home games were at Candlestick Park. Game 1 on October 4th in San Francisco. Yankees 6, Giants 2. Game 2 on October 5th in San Francisco. Giants 2, Yankees nothing. Even series at 1. Game 3 October 7th in New York. Yankees 3, San Francisco 2. 2-1 for the Yankees. Game 4, October 8th. In New York, San Francisco 7, New York 3. Game 5 on October 10th in New York. That 1 day delay there. That was the first delay by 1 day. Yankees 5, Giants 3. They're up 3-2 are the Yankees in Game 6 on October 15th. Here's that big delay. Here's that second delay, 5 days. So Game 6 October 15th in San Francisco. Giants 5, Yankees 2. 3 games apiece. And October 7th, Game 7 on October 16th. Yankees 1, Giants nothing. And I think that was that was a game in the bottom of the ninth. I think Giants had runners on base. Ralph Terry was on the mound. Ralph Terry was on the mound when he gave up Bill Mazeroski's home run to win the World Series in 1960. And Ralph Terry was on the mound again. He had runners on base, and Willie McCovey was at the plate, and he hit an absolute liner. That was sure for another hit, and gosh darn it, Ralph Terry would lose another World Series, but Bobby Richardson leaps up and snares the ball, saving the series for the Yankees. And that's how they win Game 7. So there. So that is the 1962 season. Tomorrow, 1963. As we slowly see the dominance of the Yankees come to an end, this would actually be our last World Series win until 1977. But we'll get there eventually. Until tomorrow, stay tuned.